We're going to look at a couple of problems with factoring by grouping. The first one, they've already done half the work for us. They have factored out the greatest common factor in the first two terms must have been x, and the greatest common factor in the next two terms must have been 5. So what we have left is a common factor of 3y plus 2 in both expressions. So we can factor the 3y plus 2 out, and what will be left when we divide it out is x plus 5. Same song, second verse. This time they both have a y plus 5 in common. So if we take out the common factor, I'm going to put a 1 in there, I'm going to have b plus 5 times 5a. Okay, and if we divide anything by itself, it's 1, so it needs to be minus 1. Now we're doing the whole problem. They say which of the following is a factor of the polynomial. We still have to do the work. The greatest common factor of my first two terms, they both have a 3x. So when I divide 3x out of the first term, I'm going to have 3 is going to be gone. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and I'll have just an x left. And then in the second term, 9 divided by 3 is 3, x divided by x is 1, so I have just 3 left. If you're not sure, try distributing it back out. Do I get what I started with? 3x times x is 3x squared, 3x times 9 is 9x. Yup. Okay. Second to the same thing, my greatest common factor is 2y. So when I divide, the 2 divided by 2 is 1. You could write that, but you don't need to. I'm still going to have an x left, and y divided by y is 1. And if we divide 6 by 2, we're going to get 3, and y divided by y is 1. Again, if you're not sure, you can distribute it back out. Make sure you get what you started with. 2y times x, yep, 2xy. 2y times 3, yep, 6y. So that's equivalent. So now I can see they both have an x plus 3 in them. So if I take out that x plus 3, what is left is 3x plus 2y. Okay, the greatest common factor of my first two terms looks like all I can take out is a 3. And I'm going to have a y minus 5bx. And in my next two, and now my greatest common factor is, well, there isn't one. Okay, so we can hit the undo button and rearrange the terms. I could see that I like the fact that these two have a greatest common factor of 5 and these two have a 3, so I grouped them together. So now my greatest common factor actually is going to be 5x, so that leaves a minus 3b. And here the greatest common factor is going to be 3y, so that's going to leave a minus 3b also. So we can see we've got the a minus 3b's in common. So we can take them out. And so that leaves 5x plus 3y left, which I guess if there are multiple choices, our choice was a minus 3b. That is the most difficult kind that we see of the factor by grouping, where you have to rearrange first. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, let's wrap up with a pretty normal looking one. The greatest common factor of our first two terms looks like it's going to be 5x, and when I divide that out, I'm going to have 5y plus 6. And my next two terms looks like I can just take out a 3, and that also leaves me 5. I said 5y plus 6. So my greatest common factor of the whole expression is 5y plus 6, and what's left is 5x plus 3. Now we could distribute the whole thing back out with FOILing to make sure it works. So that would give us 25xy plus 15y plus 30x plus 18. Okay, my order is different than the original, but it is equivalent.